Sitting next to a lily pond at dawn equals mosquitoes, but I have bug bomb. Check this out. It's nice. I didn't sleep. Well, the only thing I can talk about today is resentment. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But it seems to be the thing on my mind. So here you go. Resentment is a dangerous emotion. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing because I don't know about you, but I kind of enjoy it when it first arrives, I feel usually, I think part of resentment is feeling justified in having resentment, and there's some kind of perverse pleasure in it. Sort of like, that fucking person. It feels good to complain about it, whether it's out loud or just in your mind or in your journal. But the thing that it does, this is what I've learned. You don't realize the damage that it's doing until you start to clean it up. That's what I've experienced, is that not until I start to actually work to let go of the resentment do I realize what the resentment had robbed from me. And I've done a few different techniques to let go of resentment, and I have found a few that work. The one that I used this morning is the Work of Byron Katie, which I hadn't done in a long time. It was really good. So the Work of Byron Katie involves writing down a thought, any thought that's causing you any kind of suffering, and then going through these series of questions with the thought where basically you examine the thought to find out whether it's really true. You examine to see what effect it has on you in your life, and then you examine what would my life be like without it, and then you look at the opposites of the thought to check and see if they're true. And it allows your mind to, it's almost like yoga for your mind. It's like you stretch out your mind and then the thought falls off. Basically that's what it is. So that's what I did this morning, and I totally was enjoying the resentment before I did that, but I also recognized that it's kind of hypocritical because I've been doing all this metta meditation lately, and which is loving kindness meditation, and I'm a body worker. I'm always my life is very much about cultivating loving kindness toward other people, and something feels really wrong about just picking certain people to exclude from that. It's like kind of messed up. Like, I want to be the best version of myself no matter who I'm around. So also in my little conversation with my higher power in my morning pages this morning, I wrote, what should I do about so-and-so and this issue? And the answer that I got totally shocked me. I was like, this is definitely not me just writing this, because I would not write this. It said, it basically said, like, this person is your key to loving all beings, and you need to love this person unconditionally. It was like 3 different sentences about how I should love this person. Like, love this person unconditionally, love this person inside and out, love this person from the bottom of your heart. I was like, come on, really? Do I have to? But then it started to make sense to me, because of course, if there's one person who I'm having difficulty loving, I know that it's because that person brings up a lot of my own wounding and pain and past stuff. So obviously that's a beautiful opportunity for me to heal that stuff, and a sign that I've healed that stuff is the ability to really love this person unconditionally and really share with them the love that I'm cultivating in my heart. And really, it's an incredible freedom, because that means that I'm allowed to be who I really want to be around anybody. So I decided that's a worthy goal. So the initial statement that I wrote in my journal to question was, this person is just a bag of resentment. I thought it was pretty funny when I wrote it, like, ha ha, such a great insult. And then I started to look at that and I was like, oh my God, it's such a terrible thing to say about somebody. It really is. It's just so dehumanizing, you know, especially the word just. That was what really stuck out to me. That's like, that's all this person is. All this person is just a bag of resentment. Apparently I still think that it's funny, but I don't really believe it anymore. Part of why it's funny is that obviously in the moment that I was saying that, I was a bag of resentment. That's skipping to the end, because at the end of doing the work, you turn it around, and one of the turnarounds is to yourself. So it was easy to see, to turn around to myself, I am a bag of resentment towards this person. Obviously, I called them a bag of resentment. It's a very resentful thing to do. So obviously what I saw when I went into it is all the things that I do. And that's what the work always does, is it makes you see all the things that you do that contribute to the situation. And it was not too hard for me to find the ways that I contribute to the situation. The other thing that it helps me see is the ugliness. The thing is that no matter how kind of satisfying and maybe even funny the resentment is, when I really get into like, what is the effect that this belief has on me and the people around me, it's a really ugly thing. Because when I'm in that state, when I'm believing that thought, I don't see this person as a real person, and I don't treat them like a real person. I don't treat them the way that I would treat somebody that I care about. One of the effects that it had for me was that I don't bother to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing in the way that I normally would to somebody else, which if they do have any resentment, obviously that feeds it, that I'm not communicating. And then towards the end of doing the work, I get to look into the world of who would I be without this thought, and I see my real self, you know, a very beautiful and loving state of open-heartedness. And I see the contrast between the dehumanizing, resentful me and the me with an open heart was shocking. And that's what I'm talking about when I say that that's when I really see the damage that the resentment was doing, because I realized, like, oh my God, you know, underneath all this, I am a really beautiful person, but when I'm believing this thought, I'm an ugly person, you know, just as ugly as I was imagining this other person to be. And I really don't want to be that. I mean, what it comes down to, if I just want to look at it in a selfish way, is that I don't want to be that person. The resentment is robbing me of being the person that I want to be. And it's robbing me of having the experience that I want to have, which is a peaceful, open-hearted, loving experience, not an experience of feeling shut down and dehumanizing another person. Yeah, so I didn't realize how heavy it was on my heart until I felt how light my heart felt without it. And then I was like, oh my God, can't believe I was carrying that. It was clogging me up. Whew. So, yeah. If you're curious about the work of Byron Katie, you can find out about it for free at her website, www.thework.com. It's a really amazing, amazing, amazing tool that has changed my life. Yeah. So yeah. I hope you get to be the person that you want to be today. Don't let the resent monsters get you down.